Hello everyone, my name is Scott Van Dale. I am the Director of Distributive Services at Chum, a fancy title for someone that just works with food. I'm here today to talk a little bit about the 41st Annual Minnesota Foodshare Month campaign that the Whole Foods Co-op has generously once again stepped up and helped us to raise a significant amount of money and food for our food shelf here in Duluth, to feed as many people as we can. March is normally a month where donations slip and we are struggling to fill our shelves and fill our boxes for people in need. So the greater state of Minnesota has put together a campaign where all 300 food shelves across the state get together and collaboratively try to raise as much money and food as possible to get us through the springtime and into the early months of summer, where we see our numbers increase. Our goal this year really is $200,000 and 50,000 pounds of food, which seems like an awful lot, but last year alone, the food shelf gave away almost 500,000 pounds worth of food and took in a little over 500,000 pounds of food. So we need a lot to give a lot away. One of the cool things we work with for this campaign is the first $60,000 that we raise will go directly to farmers. One of our main missions is to help those in need, but also to continue the food cycle process of providing money for farmers that can provide seeds and equipment and all of the stuff that they need to create food, which will then come back to us in the spring and the summer during the growing months. We're looking to get in about 20,000 extra pounds of fresh farm produce, locally grown from Ashland to Bayfield to Esco to Barnum, and even right here in Duluth. A lot of the clients that come to Chum don't have houses or land to grow their own food on. Chum's mission really is to keep people healthy and keep people vibrant and moving forward in the right direction. For those of you that don't know a lot about Chum, Chum is a all-encompassing organization. We have the food shelf. There's 2 food shelves in town that we operate. We run a mobile distribution facility, and we do home deliveries since COVID has started. We have outreach, so for people that are living in tents and in yurts and places around town, we have somebody that goes out and interacts with those people, tries to keep them safe, warm, and get them into better situations. We have a drop-in center that operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We have a shelter. We're capped at 50 beds, but most nights we're sleeping over 120 people in that shelter. We also program a warming center that's open during the winter months in the city of Duluth. We have a housing facility called Steve O'Neill Apartments, where families can live. We have a family shelter for people that experience homelessness that have families. And we operate the old Duluth Inn called St. Francis Apartments, and those are more vulnerable older adults. That building was purchased a little bit after COVID in the hopes of preventing people that are highly vulnerable to COVID and getting them out of the shelters and into a safer environment where they're isolated and away from being sick. Minnesota Foodshare is statewide, so it's not only Chum. You know, there's also Salvation Army, Proctor's Food Shelf, Cloquet's Food Shelf, Two Harbors Food Shelf. Anybody up and down the entire Iron Range is always looking for food. And Chum is always willing to share. We actually have delivery service all the way up into Hibbing. So for anybody in need, this is an incredibly important month to keep all of us sustained and all of our neighbors and our friends fed.